Hey everyone, this is Youngster Ryan, and today I'm going to share with you my pop culture collection. I collect everything from Pokemon cards to sealed video games to rare first edition books, and I'm excited to share it with you. We'll go ahead and start off with some fire, no pun intended. This is probably the most iconic trading card of our generation, the first edition base set Charizard. This was PSA graded in 8, and if you had this card as a kid, you were undoubtedly the king of the playground. I got this card as part of a complete first edition set back in 2015 for $500. I still remember the day coming home from work and seeing this box on the front step. There was literally no bubble wrap or anything, and it was just a binder. Cards were just falling out of the box, and I'm just glad that this one survived and was able to get it graded. PSA 8 copies are ranging anywhere from $8,000 to $12,000 nowadays. Up next, we have a sealed Pokemon Red version. This was graded by WADA for a 9.4A seal. Holding this just takes me right back to Toys R Us when you saw these games behind the glass counter. And what kid bought one of these games and just kept it sealed for 25 years? Currently on the WADA Pop Report, there's only around 200 of these that are graded, and I don't think that there's much more out there. Just the back, sides. This is what started Pokemon. I think the cards get so much love and we don't give enough attention to the video games. The video games sparked the entire franchise. This was also much more immersive. I remember being in Pallet Town, going to Pewter City, going to Cerulean Cave. Like, it was a world, whereas this was more of just like that collectible, I guess you could say. Currently, copies of this video game in similar condition are going anywhere from $8,000 to $12,000. Next up is one of my holy grail collectibles. This clamshell case alone was $500. Shout out to the Chelsea Bindery. But in here is none other than Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. This is the first edition, first print of this book. This is a soft cover in near fine to fine condition. It was actually featured on Pawn Stars. So if you want to check out my episode, go ahead and just Google Pawn Stars Harry Potter and you'll be able to see this and learn all about it. Harry Potter is the best-selling book series of all time, period, with this specific book on pace to shatter the record for the best-selling book of all time. Harry Potter has spawned multiple theme parks, got an HBO series that's coming out for the next decade, and I believe that this book is going to increase in value. On Golden Auctions last month, a similar copy went for around $23,000, $24,000. Up next is the Pokemon base set booster box, factory sealed by Wizards of the Coast. You know, you walk into card stores and just kind of smell that cardboard scent. I remember just going there as a kid, seeing a box just on the shelf. It was open, you know, just getting one pack was such a thrill. Holding this booster box is really kind of a time capsule. It takes me back to a trading card store. So this is the booster box. These are currently going for around $15,000 for a factory sealed booster box. What's inside that booster box? Well, you got the iconic booster packs right here with the Blastoise, Charizard, and Venusaur. Just holding one of those packs, opening that seal in the car, on the playground, at your friend's house. Who would get what? Those are some of the most cherished memories that I have. Obviously, you gotta give a little bit more love to this artwork right here. Overall, just an incredible collectible that I will keep sealed for a long time. Up next, we have this Game Boy Color, and this is the Atomic Purple. This system was just incredible. Even though the screen was horrible, you had to use the little noodle light to even see where you were going. So many memories playing Pokemon on this Game Boy system. All right, up next, I'm a huge history nerd, so I wanted to figure out, like, what was the first Pokemon product that was ever released? The most valuable media franchise, what kicked it off? And that was this. So we have Pokemon Red and Pokemon Green version, Japanese ones, released in 1996 and took 6 years to develop. The game almost crashed multiple times. They almost went bankrupt. Tons of employees left. But these survived. And then Mew came out and kids just went bananas in Japan. And then they launched Red and Blue in America and it spread like wildfire. This is opened. If you can find unopened copies, there were no seal on these Japanese games. They go for insane amounts. There's only a few of them. There's actually a couple of these unopened going on Heritage Auctions here in the next few weeks. I'm very curious to see how they perform and if people really start to get into collecting these Japanese ones. Up next, we have the PSA 9 first edition base set Blastoise. So good looking. Shout out to Graded Guard for these little card guards. They look really good together. Blastoise, just an incredible evolution line. And then I also have the Mewtwo here as well, the Cerulean Cave Legend. My goal is to complete an entire first edition PSA 9 base set. So I've got 3 of them and some comments here I'll show you in a second. But having that, like, what's cooler than that? To have the first base set, first edition, all PSA 9, like that's peak in my opinion. All right, next we have probably my favorite Pokemon video game, Pokemon Emerald version. Gen 3 was amazing. I remember very vividly calling Game Crazy and trading in like 16 GameCube games just to get enough credits to buy this $40 game. And every one of those GameCube games was worth it because the memories playing this game were phenomenal. Catching Feebas on Route 119, starting in the moving truck, getting out at Little Root Town, all of the mystery ticket events, the music with the trombones. It was just an amazing experience. So yes, Pokemon Emerald version, definitely my favorite Pokemon game. So that's my favorite Pokemon game. My favorite video game period has to go to Banjo-Kazooie on the Nintendo 64. Holding this game just transports me right back into those days playing with my dad and friends. All the memories with the worlds, Bubble Gloop Swamp, Freezeezy Peak, Mad Monster Mansion. Shout out to Grant Kirkhope for the soundtrack in this. I still just jam to this music when I'm bored at work. This game just holds so much for me personally. So this is a factory sealed version, graded an 8.0 with an A+ seal. I think there's only around like 20 on the WADA population report. If you've played this video game, if you know what I'm talking about, let me know your favorite world and favorite memory from this game. All right, and then up next we have Lego Star Wars from the GameCube. Just an incredible game. This kicked off the entire franchise of the Lego video games, which continue to this day. So many collectibles, so many characters to unlock. And then what made this better was the co-op mode. So being able to play with your friend, tag team, coordinate how to beat the mission. Such an incredible video game. And then I also had a little stint with the Harry Potter trading card game. Wizards of the Coast also did this. But this was meeting Fluffy. This was like the Charizard of Harry Potter TCG. With those 3 dogs just guarding the trapdoor for the Philosopher's Stone. Fun little card, fun little game here. And then these are about 20 or so, just first edition base set PSA 9 cards. Again, my goal is to complete the entire collection as soon as I can. And then I just wanted to share with you guys some of these things over here. So I'm a huge fan of Daniel Arsham. This is that eroded, crystallized Charizard that he did, numbered to 500. So just so cool to me there. So I got his little Arsham's Pokédex as well. Huge fan of Kaz. These are the companion figures, the flayed version and then the normal on the right. And then this as well. This is a little plush that Daniel Arsham did for that Pikachu. Again, Daniel Arsham, like that artwork is just incredible to me. And then he also did these Pokemon posters as well. So you got Ash and Pikachu, and then the logo. Fun fact, this Pokemon statue is actually in Pokemon headquarters in Japan, which is pretty cool. And then he did Pikachu as well. But yeah, that was my collection. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you guys like this content, and drop a like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.